Hi everyone, so I'm back with another K-drama and I just want to know, have you seen it? And if not, is this something that you would add to your watch list? Okay, so before I get deeper into the video, go ahead and like this video, follow me for more because I will be making more of these like K-drama series, and share this with someone that you know that likes K-dramas that would be interested in this, okay? So let's get into it. Today's K-drama is called It's Okay, That's Love. So the initial scene for the very first episode that we are watching, it shows like a DJ. He's at a party, and the DJ, just so you know, he is our male lead. He's at a party, he's DJing and everything, and then some, and it looks like a white-haired guy who is in essential like jail or prison clothes, like navy blue jumpsuit, starts smiling at him from a crowd, and he goes, "Hyung," kind of saying like, acknowledging like, hey, this is like his older brother. Next thing you know, this man in the jumpsuit that was freshly released from jail starts charging at him and starts shanking him with a fork, right? And I have to say it like this because TikTok does flag my videos, so I will also write it on the screen just to kind of see if that helps, okay? So next thing you know, he's on the ground. He's essentially bleeding out. And like I guess his assistant runs to him, but also a student runs to him. I don't know how old this kid is. Where are your parents? Why are you in a nightclub at this age? Okay, maybe he's a bad kid. We don't know. Anyway, and the kid is essentially crying for him, and he's just like, "Writer, are you okay? Like, I'm your biggest fan, essentially." And now this man feels like he has like a will to live, a reason to live. There's this really young guy that's like crying out to him, right? That is that scene. So the DJ's life just gets so crazy, right? And I have to say this: the DJ's life is crazy. We're gonna get deeper into it, but not too deep because I really want you guys to go check this show out, okay? Later throughout like the course of the show, we do see that I guess he had a girlfriend. Him and the girlfriend broke up. And when they were together, he was essentially heavily critiquing this girl's writing because once again, he's a writer and he's also a DJ. And he's heavily critiquing her. And then he kind of finds out that she, the whole time that they were together, stole his work essentially and released it under her name, then blocked him so that he was unable to reach out to her. Now he's like, what the heck is going on? So he shows up to the girl's apartment and he's trying to question her, trying to find out what's going on. And that's when he essentially discovers that his best friend slash his assistant was so thirsty, and I say thirsty, he really wanted this girl to like him, and he thought, oh, if I just take this one writing from him, it's not going to be a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? So he essentially gave her the work that she plagiarized. And the next scene is essentially him kind of like snooping around, like looking, because he's just like, I see the extra shoes here. Who is here with you? Like, he doesn't care about the girl. He's just trying to figure out who is here with you because he saw a car parked outside, and he said the car looks oddly similar to a car that I know. And then when he goes to look out the window, that's when he sees it's his assistant slash best friend. So he decides in this moment, like, bro, you're dead to me. Okay. Now, I guess the girl that he was dating at that moment, one of her complaints was kind of that he was just so detached, and for some reason she could never get through to him. And to him, I think he just thought he was just having fun with the girl. The girl also says that, oh, how come I've never seen inside your room? Why is it that your office looks like this? Like, you have like serious deep OCD. Now, his assistant is friends with like this psychiatrist who works at this big hospital, and he essentially says, hey, he experienced a really traumatic event where his brother did what he did, and I think he needs to be evaluated. And also, he's deeply, like he has like a serious OCD issue. The assistant, who now he's essentially cut him off, he is telling him, hey, like I need you to meet with my friend. I don't know why he's still calling him his friend, because he has gone through like a really traumatic event, and I just have no idea if he's really okay, everything and then some. So that psychiatrist pairs him up with a woman. Now this woman is the female lead for the show, okay? So just context there. So even though he's not talking to his best friend because his best friend was trying to be thirsty after his ex-girlfriend, the guy still works for him, so the guy still has to do work for him. So he says, hey, you have to meet with this. You said that your next, this is how he sold it to him. You essentially say that your next book is going to be based on like, stuff relating to psychiatry. So it would be great for you to meet with a psychiatrist. This is the guys that they sell this to him just to get this man to go to some therapy, okay? He is on a talk show, and before he even gets to the scene where he's talking, he gets lost trying to get to the stage, and he accidentally runs into a man and a woman making out. And so him being nosy, is dark. He flashes his phone, and he's kind of like watching them like peeping Tom, right? Keep in mind, this is not spoiling. This is probably just like the first episode. I'm probably explaining to you. So next thing you know, it pans out to him being on stage answering questions. They're going back and forth, him and the psychiatrist, and he kind of like wins against her, but he doesn't really win against her because she's saying, well, psychiatry is not as simple as you think it is, and he's saying, well, why blah 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 blah, whatever it is, right? I don't remember their debate. When everything is done, she's saying, oh, like, great show, whatever the heck the case is. And he's just like, yeah. Then he sees the guy that he saw making out with that other girl walk up to her, the woman he was just debating with, the female lead, and the guy kisses her. And then the guy kind of like looks at the DJ, and the DJ is looking at him, and the DJ goes, are you guys like one of those kind of like close-knit friendships? Like, is this the kind of group that, it is what it is? And the lady is just like, what the heck are you talking about? She goes, oh, like, well, who is he to you? And the girl was like, well, that's my boyfriend. And she goes, yeah. And I just saw him making out with her backstage, right? So I just assumed that you guys were like one of those open relationship type friend groups. Maybe you guys all kind of like, mingle into a little bit. Why you would say this in front of all these people, I don't know, but continue. So now she turns and she looks at the boyfriend, his facial expression drops. She turns and she looks at her assistant, that girl's face drops. And now she starts like freaking out on him, breaks up with him, everything and then some, right? And now she decides that she hates the DJ, okay? So over time, she still has to work with the DJ because she is now going to do his counseling, his therapy for the trauma that he has. But they sold it to him that he's helping her. Always running. So you see him frequently in like different scenes with this high school boy, and he's essentially taken on the role of being a mentor for him because through discussions with the boy, he does realize, oh, you remind me a lot of myself when I was younger, because of the trauma and the abuse that that high school student is currently experiencing. And he's essentially saying to him, hey man, if you want to be able to get out of your situation, this is what you have to do. If you keep laying around and letting this happen to you, it's never going to get any better. Like, look at me, look how my life turned out. If you want to be like me, this is, you know what I mean? So he's kind of just selling it. And the kid is just like, yeah, like I'm trying. Every time we see that kid, he's like battered, like literally battered horribly, like a black eye, whatever the case is. And then he's just like, what happened to you? He's just like, oh, you know, like I kind of got into it, but you should have seen me, you should have seen me, right? And he's just like, man, I don't know. He's like, is there anything else going on in your life? So he's really getting close to like this high school student. And he's always telling his assistant, hey, like, you know, keep a lookout. X, Y, and Z is supposed to come. He's supposed to drop off his book, you know, keep an eye out for it. And the assistant is like, okay, cool, I will, right? Over time, I guess the girl finds out that the place that she lives across the hall from this mentor psychiatrist of her, it belongs to the DJ that she does not like, okay? And so he decides he's going to move into his house and that the people will have to leave. But upon coming to his house, he discovers, wait a minute, that's the girl who was just in the issues. So now he doesn't want to leave because this is just way too interesting for him. And he decides he will not leave. So this show kind of touches on some of the tropes like unaliving yourself, Tourette's, like different like mental, you know, mental conditions and stuff like that. So it's pretty intense. Essentially like they're treating people and everything and then some, but they themselves also have traumas from their childhoods that they are healing through each other. One is like the psychiatrist, the female lead, she has like intimacy issues, I guess, and it stems from something that she experienced when she was growing up. And he himself, he experienced some serious abuse, and because of that, he's mentoring that high school kid so much that he's involving himself in high school drama. He's showing up outside of people's houses with this kid. Like, my boy is really like taking being a mentor to the next level. He's just essentially like, come with me, like, you know what I mean? But you really have to watch it because everything is really not what it seems in this show. Now, I will say that we do uncover some really dark things about the DJ, and it's things along the lines of, so the brother hates him because the brother ended up going to jail for the stepfather's death. Now, the stepfather was doing things to the family or whatever the case is, and whatever happened, and so the brother ended up going to jail for it. As you watch the show more and more, you come to find out that the brother was not responsible for the stepfather's death. But when you find out who is responsible, you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is so intense. You also come to find out that he has a deep-rooted OCD condition, like from the abuse that he experienced when he was younger that led to him feeling like he needs to always have everything in order. And if it's not in order, he just can't function. Okay. Everything starts happening for him. He starts experiencing like serious signs of, I don't know if it's like PTSD, but he starts experiencing some really serious to the point that he can't go to sleep. Now, this guy, based on like his past experiences, he can only go to sleep and feel safe if he's in a bathtub. That's his secret. I guess that's the only spoiler I'm going to put in there. You really have to watch the show to find out why that is, okay? And his brother wants nothing to do with him, and it's really crazy. It's essentially him and the people around him overcoming all of their childhood traumas or all of their life traumas, and they are healing together. Some of the scenes do get to be a little bit sad. Some of the moments, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, I started crying, especially like when certain things got revealed, when you're like, wait a minute. So I would definitely say that this show is suspenseful, and I would definitely say if you're a person that you like shows about like psychological things or anything along those lines, this might definitely be the show for you. This show was so good that I forced my younger sister when she got older to watch it with me, and that made, you know, multiple times that I've already watched it. I'm not even gonna lie to you, shoot, I might watch it when I'm done making this video. 16 episodes, you have the time, okay? So check it out and come back and let me know if this is something that you would want to watch.